One of the things that's happened, I believe, in the inventing process of inventing this modern world is that we have fundamentally neglected two of our greatest gifts. And I would argue that both of these gifts are acted on in positive ways by the roots of empathy programs. The first one is, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it, is the importance of early childhood. You know, the brain develops very rapidly in utero, and then in the postnatal period, there are lots of very rapid neurodevelopmental processes that take place. And really, by the time you're 3 or 4 years old, your brain is fundamentally organized. Now, you're going to make major developmental changes as you get older, and there's important things that happen in adolescence, and the final myelination of the tract from the frontal cortex to the parietal cortex takes place at age 30, and everybody likes to talk about adolescent brain development, which is fine, but it's not adolescent brain development as much as it's adolescent myelination, which is fine, and it's important. But when you think about the fact that in the third trimester, you're making 20,000 neurons per second sometimes, the rate of change in utero and the rate of change in the first year of life when you're having this explosive proliferation of synaptic connections and the processes of synaptic sculpting are most active, that's a really important time in life. Yet it's a time in life when we invest the least amount of effort, energy, money, et cetera, to ensure that the young parents have safe, stable environments, that they're going to then be able to provide the relational attention required to fully express the potential of their children. It's a big mistake that we don't pay attention to that. The second mistake, now what I can say is this, is that there has been a very intentional, very successful public engagement process underway in the US and in many other Western countries, including Canada, about the importance of early childhood and brain development. I mean, it really, something that was considered sort of fringe 20 years ago is now considered mainstream. There's lots of policy practice changes. Positive things are happening. The one area where I think that's just important, they're linked, but the area that's just as important is the fact that human beings are relational creatures, and we are not pairing that understanding. We're not engaging in public engagement processes, policy dialogues, program evaluations in the same way as we are with early childhood. And it's an equally important gift of our species that we are neglecting. And again, this is what's so beautiful about the Roots of Empathy program. It actually is intentionally and effectively addressing this fundamental relational poverty that our society is experiencing.